Davis, who took over for the fired Doc Rivers. All right, time to settle back and enjoy. We'll get you to the hoop tonight here on Fox Sports Net. So Jeff McGinnis and LeBron James playing in that Cavalier backcourt for the first time. McGinnis will raise up. Didn't get the roll as Jeff McGinnis had a good look from the free throw stripe.
Good execution by the Cavaliers. Move the ball a little bit, use some screens, and if you use a little bit of clock in trying to look for your offense, eventually Orlando wears down and doesn't have a very long attention span at the defensive end.
Carlos Boozer challenged the Juwan Howard jumper and collected his first board of the night. Eric Williams solid with his 4 3-point bombs the other evening. Ilgauskas will look to take Andrew DeClerc, and Matty, that should be there quite a bit for Z, shouldn't it?
Well, Andrew DeClerc had a nightmare last night against Yao Ming, who hit him for 37, and DeClerc did not get much help, very little double teaming, if any, and of course Z should be able to light him up as well if a double team doesn't come.
Eric Williams checking Juwan Howard in the back down. Juwan Howard with that jump hook, and he starts 0 for 2 at the offensive end for the Magic. LeBron James found Boozer under the rack, and Carlos had it slide off his hands and out of bounds. All right, let us take a look at the apparel of both tonight. Brought to you by Citas Orlando in their very bright blue. And of course, the Cavaliers dressed in the white, trimmed in the new expression of wine and gold. Juwan Howard connecting on that face-up jumper.
Juwan Howard trying to pick up where he left off on Christmas Day in that overtime period. He just hit the first 4 field goals that he attempted, and that was pretty much it.
Eric Williams, who has been able to find his way through creases in the paint on his way to the hoop, will get to the free throw line.
Boy, wide open spaces there. A big hole opened up, and again, no shot blocking in there for Orlando as well. So you compound some lazy defense out on the perimeter, no shot blocking or presence in the middle. And that's why the Orlando Magic have the worst record in the league.
Matty, what do you expect from LeBron James implemented now for the first time off the basketball in Paul Silas's offense?
No way of knowing, Michael. Again, you don't know how that ankle is going to feel. Usually, when you come off an injury, you struggle really at the defensive end because you have to react to offensive players. At least at the offensive end, you're not going to make any moves that are going to hurt you, and of course you know where you're going.
LeBron James ripped it away from Juwan Howard. Now McGinnis will bounce out. Jeff McGinnis, who pushed the basketball beautifully the other night.
And that sets the tempo. That gets everybody else moving instead of walking the ball or having to turn your back, bringing the ball up the floor.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas had to force as Andrew DeClerc stayed down. This is Tyronn Lue to bury that jumper, the former Washington Wizard, now the starting point guard for Orlando.
He has shot the ball very well for Orlando all season long. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for him in the half-court sets because so much attention is spent on Tracy McGrady.
LeBron James forced that jumper after Gordon Giricek had that pressure defense. Tracy McGrady looked to give it up. Wondering if McGrady was ever going to touch it as he went to Juwan Howard 4 straight trips. Andrew DeClerc slipping that screen and heading to the hoop.
He really doesn't need to touch it in the early part of the game. That's a good way to let his teammates get involved, let them get their touches, let them score some points. He can get them in bunches just about any time he wants.
Ilgauskas again against DeClerc, and Z will get that to fall using the glass. Well, Zydrunas, who last year averaged 18.5 a game and shot 48% against this Orlando ball club. McGrady too strong on his first jumper of the night. LeBron James now running out on the edge. James' floater wouldn't fall, and it'll stay with the Cavaliers. And Tracy McGrady also. He'll assist the basketball as well, averaging, close to 6 a night.
Well, anytime he comes off in a play like that, a ball screen type of situation, there's going to be help. And in that case, Z tried to come out and double team, and nobody rotated to Andrew DeClerc.
Off the Jeff McGinnis miss, Tyronn Lue streaking to the offensive end, and it'll stay with Orlando.
The surprising thing to me, Michael, is the fact that Orlando wants to push the ball at every opportunity, and you should when you get a rebound or a steal or block shot, something like that. But they're just not a good enough team to be playing high possession games. On the other hand, they're just a very poor defensive team and a poor rebounding team. So they're in no man's land with their game. They just have no identity whatsoever other than Tracy McGrady.
Repost for the 10-year veteran out of Michigan, Juwan Howard. And that twisting jumper will rattle and falls. And Juwan Howard, as Matt mentioned, had the big overtime on Christmas Day in TD Waterhouse Arena. Eric Williams will run off that screen and come up short. The Cavaliers start a little bit chilly at the offensive end, just 2 for 8 here in the early go. Andrew DeClerc in the paint. Ilgauskas and Boozer challenge DeClerc, and it'll be Zydrunas Ilgauskas. No, it's Carlos Boozer instead on the Cavalier foul.
Another good look inside to Andrew DeClerc. Zydrunas Ilgauskas is getting himself caught in a help situation, which you got to be in when Tracy McGrady has the ball, but then somebody's got to drop down in rotation to help out on Ilgauskas' man.
This Orlando ball club, you mentioned Johnny Davis, a former Cavalier, who his previous head coaching experience at one season where he went 22-60, replacing John Lucas with the Philadelphia 76ers. Doc Rivers got fired after what was it, an 0-10 beginning, and then
1-10. Won their first game against New York in overtime. And then 10 straight losses. That was the end of Rivers, and then went on to lose 9 more.
Carlos Boozer, nothing but the bottom of the twine on that face-up jumper. And again, if you just joined us, the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So accolades for Carlos Boozer after that tremendous week that he had. Tracy McGrady too strong from deep. McGinnis will push with LeBron James. Seems a little bit funny right now seeing LeBron off the basketball. James found Boozer streaking inside, but Carlos just stuck that shoulder in the end of the clerk and flipped it in the hole.
Wow, the Magic that time ready to help out on James, going against Gordon Gierczek, who really has problems defensively, and left the middle wide open again.
Juwan Howard got shut off by Boozer, but buried that tough jumper.
Somebody's going to have to throw a blanket over Juwan Howard. He's having himself a first quarter here. Certainly getting his shot attempt.
Yes, he is. Getting the jacks up. McGinnis, Boozer inside. Carlos will get to the free throw line. Quick decision, very assertively from Jeff McGinnis.
Jeff McGinnis is a very smart player. He's alert. He's played this position before. Actually, his first couple of years, or I should say a couple of years ago when he played 2 seasons for the Los Angeles Clippers, he did a terrific job there. And I was a little surprised that they just let him go, did not want him back. He has had his problems in the past with teams as far as getting along and all that kind of stuff, but nobody ever said he can't play.
No. Carlos Boozer is now connected on 40 of his last 45, making 41 of his last 46 free throws as he sits some clutch throws down the stretch too, and Cavalier wins over Utah and Seattle and Philadelphia the other evening.
Carlos is on a terrific roll right now. You can see he's downplaying that Eastern Conference Player of the Week, but deep down inside, he's got to be very proud of that, and deservedly so.
Fabulous defense from LeBron James, who raked it away from Andrew DeClerc. Ilgauskas from that dotted line, and Z did not get the roll. To Ron Lue to push it the other way. Cavaliers by 1 as we approach the halfway point here in the opening quarter, and we're delighted you're with us on Fox Sports Net. Look at McGinnis. Tightrope the sideline and now the baseline. Found LeBron James for that acrobatic finger roll that went down.
Highlight reel stuff. Terrific play by Jeff McGinnis. He is quick.
Yes, he is. Well, yeah, I recall a couple of years ago, you and I talking about McGinnis at length. He averaged 14 points and 6 assists for the LA Clippers, playing about 38 minutes a night 2 seasons ago.
And they didn't listen to it.
No, they didn't. They didn't re-sign him. Tracy McGrady will slash that long-range triple just as his shot clock was going off.
He has taken 312 three-point shots and shooting just 34%. That's like 50% on 2. That's way too many for a guy like McGrady, who can do so many different things at the offensive end.
Off the LeBron James miss. Look at James like a free safety, covering ground with that big-time rejection on Tyronn Lue.
And LeBron, he's going to get this one on the way up. And he just keeps going up the elevator. Reach, reach, reach. Swat that thing out of there.
All even at 14 apiece. LeBron James returning from the sprained ankle, and on the business end here, what's Jeff McGinnis, Matty? This is dancing along that tightrope, huh?
Excellent job of jumping into the passing lane. Had to look up, look down, but again, avoiding going out of bounds. And you see the hands ready. by LeBron James. He knows when he's playing with somebody that has his mentality of passing the ball. Keep those hands up and ready so you don't possibly get a broken nose.
LeBron James covers some territory from the weak side of the floor through the paint and swatted Tyronn Lue. So LeBron back, and for the first time this year, playing off the basketball, the two-guard spot. Now McGrady will step into the paint. McGrady and Boozer will battle. Last touch, Tracy McGrady. I don't think anybody in this league puts together more dazzling sachets to the rim than number 1, T-Mac for Orlando.
If you were the Orlando Magic, you would say that he doesn't go to the rim enough. Settles way too much for perimeter shots.
LeBron James, shot clock at 5. Post up for Jeff McGinnis. Will fade away. Jeff McGinnis came to the Cavaliers shooting 47% from the floor. Very solid in that mid-range area, although over 3 tonight. McGrady thinking about it on Eric Williams. Put it on the deck. Ilgauskas just planted Tracy McGrady. That a very NBA man-sized foul, and is being called flagrant by Teddy Bernhardt.
I'm not sure that it was, because I don't think you're going to see the arm of Ilgauskas doesn't come around the head or shoulder areas. Now he does push off there with the left hand, but that's not a flagrant foul. That will be rescinded. But because McGrady had the legs out from under him and took a hard fall, I guess the officials figure they better call it now. But that will be taken back, I think.
All right, we've got you on record. We'll keep an eye on it.
I mean, you usually have to come down hard around the guy's shoulders or inside that neck area and take the guy down.
I want to remind you tonight on the Best Damn Sports Show period, Houston is all set to roll, ready for Super Bowl 38 with the Carolina Panthers, Mike Rucker, Stephen Davis, and Mike Minter. And all of you will find out if the Panthers can upset Bill Belichick's New England Patriots. Best Damn Sports Show period after Cavaliers in the post. Tracy McGrady able to split the pair of free throws. McGrady's got 4 and now make it 7 as he sticks another long-range 3.
But it'll be interesting to see if McGrady does go to the hoop anymore. Even though that I don't think it was a flagrant foul, it certainly was a hard foul. And you get taken to the deck like that, sometimes it takes a little of that fight out of you.
Orlando by 4. Boozer against Juwan Howard. Carlos in trouble. Shot clock at 3. LeBron James, open jumper, came up side of the rim. LeBron had to catch and deliver that. Stephen Hunter not able to run under the Tyronn Lue entry pass. Turnover Magic. Good to see Johnny Davis, one of the real gentlemen in the NBA. Had quite a career, most notably winning that title with Portland, but spent a couple years here with the Cavaliers. Jeff McGinnis with the left hand. The putback will go down from Zydrunas Ilgauskas. This is Gordon Giracek, and he can do that. Shoot it from deep. Had a foot on the line as he delivered the jumper.
Yeah, Orlando likes to play an up-tempo game, push it right back even after made field goals. Trying to play a high-tempo, high-scoring game.
LeBron James in traffic had it ripped away, but look at Jeff McGinnis playing free safety and coming up with that errant Orlando pass. Eric Williams raising up. Boozer strong to the hole, and Carlos will shoot it a couple of times on the Juwan Howard hit.
Well, Eric Williams comes down and takes a quick shot, almost getting caught up in the pace that Orlando wants to play. And we said that as one of our keys. Don't settle for the first shot that shows itself. This is a bad defensive team. You can get real high percentage shots. Cavaliers fortunate to get Carlos Boozer on the offensive board.
Now, Carlos Boozer has already had 6 15-point, 15 rebound games this year. Kevin Garnett with 18 of them, and Tim Duncan with 12. Shaquille O'Neal's put 8 together in 27 games. But Matty, after those 3, Carlos Boozer 4th in the NBA at the 15-point, 15 rebound game.
I think he's going to get a look at an All-Star berth from the coaches.
Do you really?
I do. I look. I'm not predicting he's going to make it, but if he doesn't make it, it'll be very close.
Carlos Boozer off strong as he accepted the Eastern Conference Player of the Week laurels before the game tonight. Orlando by a deuce. Back inside Gund Arena. Nice to see former Tribe skipper, former Baltimore Oriole manager, now Indian special assistant Mike Hargrove here with his wife Sharon, and Hall of Famer, 500 home runs plus, 3,000 hits plus, Indians hitting coach Eddie Murray here at Gund Arena tonight as well. Let's take a look at the Jared's Galleria of Jewelry Shining Stars. Now Tracy McGrady as a rookie. Matty is compared to LeBron James. But McGrady played nowhere near the minutes LeBron James has for the Cavaliers. As Gordon Giricek will miss fire from deep. We'll discuss that a little bit during the course of Cavaliers Countdown tonight.
And Tracy McGrady wasn't emotionally ready to play coming out of high school either.
Had nowhere near the body that LeBron James has in his rookie year.
Had no work ethic whatsoever, didn't know how to practice. And he was just kind of overwhelmed, really, the first 2 years he was in Toronto. So much so that, in fact, some of the assistant coaches had their doubts as to whether or not he would really. They didn't think he was going to work hard enough.
So much for that assessment. Tracy McGrady has just dropped his third three here in the opening quarter. He's got 10, 9 of them on 3 trays. Orlando by 5. Magic got beat last night at home. Yao Ming had the big one, and they lost by a dozen. Look at LeBron James swoop to the hoop. That's special from the rookie overall #1 pick.
Boy, so they're a bad defensive team. Tracy McGrady standing straight up, had his back turned to the play. Finally saw LeBron James coming and didn't even go at him. All Tracy cares about right now is scoring points. He's not really playing a team game.
Stephen Hunter missed the reverse. Look at the quicks of McGinnis. LeBron James will splash that long range 3. LeBron's got 7. Triggered it quickly in that Cavalier possession. All even at 23 apiece. Eric Williams checking McGrady out near that 3-point arc. Hunter was trying to set that pick. Shot clock at 2. Giricek got a bump from LeBron James right as the shot clock expired, and we'll get to the free throw line.
And take a look at Tracy McGrady here in so-called help defense as LeBron James starts to get Tracy McGrady just got out of the gun. You make a layup because I'm going to go down and shoot one here. Jeff McGinnis chasing that down as LeBron James able to tee up the 3 there. Bad foul by LeBron James, and he knows it more than anybody else. Almost embarrassed by that. Kind of he just looked over the bench and said, I guess the 2 words that NBA players say the most to coaches. My bad. My bad, huh? And that pretty much says it all. You don't have to get on me. You don't have to tell me. I know. My bad. You are correcto.
Johnny Davis hears it. Paul Silas hears it. McGinnis in traffic. Threw it over the hole. Ilgauskas will get to the free throw line. And Zadrunas in the face of Drew Gooden. Z apparently not taking kindly to what he felt was extracurricular from Drew Gooden.
See, let's watch Z and Drew Gooden there. And again, now that's got more. Again, coming over the back of the neck, it was the swing of the arm that Zadrunas Ilgauskas took exception to, and rightly so. But Z paid a heavy price, a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, up in Utah, when he got into it with Greg Ostertag on a similar type of situation.
A technical foul has been levied against Drew Gooden, and Carlos Boozer is going to shoot that for the Cavaliers. Boozer now 5 for 5 from the stripe here in the opening quarter. Zadrunas Ilgauskas now will step to the line to shoot a couple of free throws. He's chatting about it with 16-year veteran Rock Strickland, who just checked in for Orlando.
Drew Gooden is obviously very upset with his lot in life right now. He was coming along nicely at the end of the season last year, in his first year after being traded to Orlando from Memphis, and looked like he was going to be the big forward for a long time in Orlando. And then all of a sudden they sign as a free agent Juwan Howard, who plays the same position, and they have not played well together. And of course now you got a minutes problem, and Drew Gooden has been the odd man out so far this season.
Gooden averaged 12.5 points, 6.5 boards as Tracy McGrady comes up firing and filling up another 3. He is sizzling McGrady here in the opening quarter.
And not from bad defense from Eric Williams. He was right up in his face challenging that shot.
Now LeBron James thinking about breaking down Gordon Giricek. LeBron will fade baseline. Boozer tried to keep it alive. James got it back. Boozer got swatted by Gooden. Rod Strickland, the well-traveled Rod Strickland, now running the show. McGrady on the step through. Gooden fumbled it and lost it out of bounds with 15 seconds left in this opening quarter.
Good job by Eric Williams to chasing McGrady off another three-point attempt. Made him driving. You can see McGrady kind of shied away. He didn't want to go into the rim. He remembered the contact he got before from Z.
All right. Jeff McGinnis now looking for the pick from Zydrunas Ilgauskas with 3 seconds left of the quarter. McGinnis will turn the corner, and that's a goaltend. Put it in the book for Jeff McGinnis as Drew Gooden was trying to challenge and swat McGinnis.
Drew Gooden has been very busy in and around the basket. He didn't bargain for that. He's in there to score points, not to play any defense.
Jeff McGinnis with his first field goal make of the night as McGinnis had a solid Cavalier debut with his 9 points and 6 assists. So that'll end things at quarter number 1. Tracy McGrady on fire. 13 of Orlando's last 16 points. Found Andrew DeClercq there. 8 ties, 7 lead changes, opening quarter, and that big league swat from LeBron James, who returns tonight for Paul Silas and the Cavaliers. Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Carlos Boozer, off strong, 9 points, 5 boards. Time now for Boozer from the inside, brought to you by Morris Pontiac GMC. We asked Carlos about where he stands with superstitions on game night.
I have a couple superstitions before every game. You know, I like to take about an hour nap, not too long, but not too short, just to get rested so I have energy for that night. And always, when I get to the gym, I always get up shots for about 25 minutes and go back in and watch tape and get ready for the game.
We'd have to say he's been getting ready for games of late with some kind of strong reserve of energy, given that he's in his last 4 averaged there 23.5 points, better than 16 rebounds. And quite frankly, he's put the Cavaliers on his back in a couple of the wins.
You know, Michael, it's a good thing it's not one of those where he likes to wear the same socks when he's playing well or underwear or anything like that.
That's what you guys did back in your day.
He's been on a roll. And you don't like to change.
That he has, and without question, with LeBron James, DeJuan Wagner, one of the real cornerstones of this Cavalier franchise for many years to come. Drew Gooden split the pair of throws. Speaking of DeJuan Wagner, he's on the floor with Kevin Ollie and Sagana Diop, Carlos Boozer, and Eric Williams. That's a 5 for Paul Silas. Wagner on that runner. That's perfect. DeJuan Wagner. Maybe it's coming back. You can see the fluidity.
And that shot takes so much touch and timing. It's a very difficult maneuver, but DeJuan Wagner has been doing that all of his so-called adult life. That's a big part of his game.
Off the Gordon Giricek missed jumper. This is Kevin Ollie turning the corner. Ollie will get to the free throw line as Kevin Ollie took the hit from Gordon Giricek. We take a look at our Dodge first quarter numbers. Is Orlando with Tracy McGrady connecting on 4 threes, shooting it very well, but Cavaliers all points in the paint, obviously. And Matty, we can't minimize just to see that starting backcourt of LeBron James and Jeff McGinnis. Kevin Ollie has been playing terrific, almost error-free basketball for the Cavaliers. Like McGinnis, strong assist to turnover ratio.
Well, 16 assists and 3 turnovers over his last 4 games. And again, Kevin Ollie is a player that you get the feeling Paul Silas feels very comfortable with in fourth quarters as far as making good decisions, playing good defense, and will knock down his free throws.
How does 40 of 41 sound from the free throw line?
Knocking down your free throw.
It is. Boozer raked it off the thigh of Drew Gooden. Cavalier basketball. Carlos Boozer last year felt, and for Boozer, this is like a volumes, because he thought Drew Gooden and Nene were probably the last 2 on that first team all-rookie squad. Carlos Boozer averaged 10 points, 7.5 boards, and was third in the NBA in field goal percentage. Matt, he landed on the second all-rookie team a year ago. This year, Boozer outshining, although Nene having a good year as well. Kevin Ollie, shot clock at 7. jumper from Ali swallowed up by Zaza Pachulia, who's on the floor. Pachulia, the young man from Istanbul, Turkey. And Shaman Williams will deposit that face-up jumper. LeBron James, battle of quickness there, being checked by the former North Carolina Tar Heel Shaman Williams, who started his career with Seattle. Pick and roll, Sagana Diop to rock the rim. You like that basketball?
I like that, and that's what Paul Silas wants from DeJuan Wagner. Get a few more assists, try to make some plays for teammates instead of always looking for your own shot. Nice roll by Sagana Diop as well.
Carlos Boozer bothered Drew Gooden and took off the Gooden miss. 7 boards, Boozer. Early second quarter. Backdoor slash, Kevin Ollie. Another quick hit, Cavaliers.
Now we're playing basketball. Pass, cut, hit the open man, high percentage shots.
Cavaliers by 5 and trying to do some using and abusing of Orlando's interior D. Giericek to the hole and finished high off the window. It's 5 now for Giericek as we go up and down here at Gund Arena. Eric Williams from the dotted line to fill it.
Put Sagana Diop in the assist column too. Nice feed inside. As Sagana took his time and a very sound, fundamental bounce pass into the post.
Cavaliers starting the second quarter. Very lively with a flourish at the offensive end. Strickland will tee it up. Pachulia got shut off by Sagana Diop. Ali wants to push it.
Oh, these two teams gave the nation probably one of the most entertaining games so far this season on Christmas Day, and so far this game has been very well played.
Now that shot clock will come to 5. Sagana Diop gave it up. Ali from deep. Hung on that front rim and pulled off by Pachulia.
Another good decision by Diop, though. Instead of forcing the shot himself, did a little draw and kick to get a good open look with the shot clock winding down.
Rod Strickland on the drive to the hole took the foul from Kevin Ollie. Ball movement, Cavaliers, Sagana Diop. Pick and roll basketball, and Eric Williams finding Kevin Ollie. Cavaliers basketball on Fox Sports Net on another wintry night in downtown Cleveland, being brought to you by Coors and also by Toyota with 17 different cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Get the feeling. Toyota. Great to have you along tonight inside Gund Arena. Cavaliers looking for their 4th win in their last 5 games. Alongside my partner Matt Gukas, I'm Michael Regai. LeBron James back on the floor with that now trademark headband. And for LeBron, I mean, I think the Cavaliers were able to buy a little bit more time with LeBron James, who did want to play on Saturday night. Felt he could have gone against Philadelphia, but got 48 more hours while the Cavaliers were beating Allen Iverson and the Sixers.
And the team had obviously played very well in his absence, and that always makes a frontline player want to get back on that floor as soon as possible so he can reclaim his whether it's starting spot or playing time.
Remind you, closed captioning tonight here on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by our friends at Metro Health. Rod Strickland last year with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The well-traveled Rod Strickland. Spent time in Portland with Washington. And now being picked up for $1 million for the 16-year vet by Orlando.
Oh, I can't believe they're taking it. You gotta be kidding me.
DeJuan Wagner had that jump hook in the paint rattle out on him. Zaza Pachulia running the floor. Gordan Giericek found him. And that'll be the Cavalier foul. Once upon a time, when this Orlando Magic Ball Club came into existence, my partner was the first ever head coach of the Magic. All right.
Oh, you had to put that up there.
Well, I want you had Reggie Theus, Dave Corzine among your 18 and 64 squad. And Scott Skiles shows up with rookie Dennis Scott, and you bump it up, you win 13 more games. What happened the next year when you had Brian Williams, Bison Dele, as Tracy McGrady connects on another 3?
And Stanley Roberts.
Stanley Roberts. Then some fellow by the name of Shaq comes in the following year, and lo and behold, you go 41 and 41.
Oh, we got real smart then.
Did you enjoy your time, though, in the Magic Kingdom?
Oh, very much. Yeah. Terrific organization, great fans, great building, great city.
And that is a tough runner that went down. Matty, how about degree of difficulty there for DeJuan?
Well, they look like degree of difficulty shot. Oh, my goodness. Nobody's watching Juwan Howard. They look like they're tough shots, and they are. But for DeJuan Wagner, it's just a part of his game that, it's rare in today's basketball because most players are going to launch three-point shots or try to dunk the ball. But DeJuan Wagner, not a tall guy, obviously, down around 6 foot. So he has to do different things to get his shot off. He obviously can get that long shot anytime he wants, but being able to develop that little in-between game, which so players don't even bother trying to do. They don't want to go in there amongst the tall trees.
And DeJuan Wagner, a special feeling. DeJuan said the confidence is starting to come back as we talked to him after his strong performance Saturday night. Zydrunas Ilgauskas back for the Cavaliers for Sagana Diop. Sagana with the 2 personal fouls. Ira Newble also on the floor for the Cavaliers. But Juwan Howard, remember the half year he had with Don Nelson in Dallas, averaged 18 a game in those 27 games before then he went to Denver. Pachulia got underneath the rim off the Howard miss. He came from that second spot on the free throw lane. And LeBron James got whistled for the foul.
Again, Pachulia getting inside LeBron James way too easy. LeBron not used to having that inside position, didn't block out. You mentioned Juwan Howard in Dallas, but think back, Michael, on that team, he was about the 4th option, which is probably just about right for Juwan Howard. When he's been the number 2 man, when he was with Chris Webber in Washington, things did not go well. And without Grant Hill here, he's the number 2 man to Tracy McGrady, and obviously they got the worst record in the league.
Juwan Howard last year, though, to his credit, never really moaned or cried through that 17-win season with the Denver Nuggets.
And I think that's what impressed a lot of teams and why he was a hot commodity on the free agent market. He behaved as a true professional and under trying circumstances.
Ira Newble baseline, wrapped around to Boozer. Shot clock at 5. Newble to raise up. Shammond Williams to take off the Newble miss. Orlando could reclaim the lead. Pachulia buried down in the paint. Newble and Ilgauskas there, and it's Ira Newble. The Cavalier foul. Zaza has been active.
Well, again, what is he, 18, 19 years old, something like that. And a lot of people in Orlando like this guy. He's been a crowd favorite and would like to see him get more minutes. He was not even the second big man or first big man off the bench tonight. It was Stephen Hunter. And Pachulia's been playing well.
I was told by none other than your good friend and a longtime NBA administrator, Pat Williams, that is the sole reason this man here, Zaza Pachulia, that you renewed your season tickets for Orlando Magic games.
Now, Pat is as straight and narrow as they come. He does not fib. That would be a fib bigger than the building.
Ira Newble to tee it up one more time and just missed everything. Ira settling for a very quick look at the hoop there in that Cavalier trip to the front court.
I want to go back to a point on Juwan Howard saying he acted like a true professional last year. Most people out there who are familiar with his contract situation, he made $20 million last year. And said, well, I would hope he'd act like a professional, but nowadays you don't always get that with guys making huge money.
How about Zaza there? He was standing all by himself under the rack as Ilgauskas helped Boozer with Howard and shuffled his feet and walked after he got the pass from Juwan Howard.
And guess what he said right after? He pointed to himself and said, "My bad," in some Slovenian language.
He's learned as well, as you described earlier. McGinnis using that Boozer pick. Now McGinnis will turn the corner and raise up, ring it. That's the part of his game, mid-range, Matty, that I've always liked Jeff McGinnis.
But it's so much better than the feast or famine, the dunk or the long outside shot. When you get into the teeth of the defense, you're getting a much higher percentage shot. It's why McGinnis shoots 47% on the year.
Juwan Howard with the left hand on that delivery as he rolled through the paint. Howard 9 points, 8 boards, 4 of 6 from the floor. He and Carlos Boozer matching power forward numbers. Boozer had it slapped away. McGinnis got it back. Shot clock at 6. DeJuan Wagner got held by Shammond Williams as he tried to turn the corner. Oh, DeJuan Wagner, so strong with the basketball. That 200-pound frame. As we look at Jeff McGinnis, bringing that point guard presence to the Cavaliers offense. Cavaliers down 1 to the Orlando Magic, a little bit past the midway point, quarter number 2. All right, let's get our little feathered friend into your living room. Our Aflac trivia question tonight. What former Cavalier, man, this is a good one, was selected by the Orlando Magic in the '89 expansion draft? All right, you coached, as we just showed, this ball club. So you had a former Cavalier that, here's a hint, I don't think he made your basketball team. I don't think he made the club. In fact, I'm not even sure he showed up for training camp with you, saying, well, Gukas is the coach, I've got no chance. But we'll check it out in a moment. DeJuan Wagner in a crowd. Ilgauskas with the stick back. Zeal battle underneath the hole. And he got held by Zaza Pachulia. Zadrunas to the free throw line.
Z knew he was going to get hit on this play, bit the bullet, still went up strong, and a smart foul by the young rookie Zaza Pachulia made sure that Z didn't finish it off, took the hard foul, and did it without committing a flagrant. Just grabbed him around the neck and held him up. If you come all the way down, and then if Z fell on that play, they probably would have called a flagrant foul.
The numbers on Zadrunas, who now with his 8th and looking for 9. As here comes Stephen Hunter back in for Zaza Pachulia. Zadrunas playing 29 minutes a night. And Matty, you know, when you think about it, this is now about 3 full seasons of good health, 2.5 for Zadrunas Ilgauskas, who has not missed much time in the last 2.5 years. Juwan Howard gave it up to Shammond Williams. This is Rod Strickland. Barely grazed the iron on the triple. Boozer to lead the break. DeJuan Wagner flying into the rim. It'll get to the free throw line on a Tracy McGrady strip away and Orlando foul. Boozer grabbing the board and heading to the other rim.
Well, ever since Jeff McGinnis joined the ball club, which was really basically 1 game ago, came unable to play in that Sacramento game, the Cavaliers are much more of a fast break minded team. They are really getting out and running fast, and I think McGinnis has a lot to do with that by just setting that pace, pushing it hard, getting everybody else to run. It's not that easy. You know, just because the point guard wants to run, he's got to get his wing players to run hard as well. And a lot of times guys don't want to run when they don't think they're going to get the ball. So you've got to put your mind to that and do it on a consistent basis.
A pair of free throw makes for DeJuan Wagner off the bench, contributing in the scorebook again with 6. Money averaged 17 a game, as we showed you in the open. His last 3. McGrady to triple. Fill it up with a Carlos Boozer foul. Tracy McGrady absolutely scorching with now 6 threes here tonight.
Yeah, I have a feeling all of these highlights are going to be behind the arc. That's all he has, or field goal. And I've said this so many times about Tracy McGrady. You know, he's a fabulous shooter. He never gets mentioned up with the Ray Allens or the Reggie Millers or Peja Stojakovic, but believe me, he is in that category. He's an outstanding perimeter shooter, but it's a problem because he could do so much more for his team by going to the basket, drawing fouls, drawing defenders, kicking to open players.
Zadrunas Ilgauskas just pinned Stephen Hunter, but you know who came to help? Shammond Williams at 6 feet. McGrady got Newble off his feet and is going to shoot it 3 times, I do believe. Yeah, from the free throw stripe. LeBron James and Eric Williams back for the Cavaliers to replace Ira Newble and Carlos Boozer.
And the Cavalier players, and again, it's human nature. You're conditioned to get, you know, the guy is hot from beyond the arc. You want to challenge those shots, but you certainly don't want to foul him on those plays. But if Tracy McGrady comes out and just shoots all 3-pointers, it'd be very hard for the Orlando Magic to win. I saw a play on the replay this morning. I woke up and Tracy McGrady actually cut off of one of his teammates and got a pass in the lane and laid the ball up. And that was, you know, it wasn't a 3-point shot, it wasn't a dunk, it was a basketball play. And he's capable of that, but rarely does he ever move without the ball.
So dinosaur-like, and you've got to go way back in the archives to find too many times where McGrady would move without the basketball.
Yeah, or go to the offensive board.
Yeah.
You know, play basketball. because he's such a good shooter, it's easy for him to pull up and fire away from three-point land. And, you know, he thinks he's doing his job. Sure. But he's so talented, he's really capable of doing more, being more of a complete basketball player.
He has 23 points in the first half, does Tracy McGrady. All 6 of his field goal hits from home run land. 6 threes for McGrady. Well, there's still seats available when the Cavaliers host the Miami Heat coming up Wednesday night. It includes a LeBron James poster giveaway for the first 10,000 of you here at Gund Arena. And the Washington Wizards come in February 7th, or maybe you'd like to see Paul Pierce in Boston on February the 9th. Make sure you check out Cavalier tickets at the Gund Arena box office, all Ticketmaster locations, or at clevelandcavaliers.com. There's a number to call, and operators are standing by right now to help you. Now, Tracy McGrady, he has the NBA's best scoring night this year, 51 against Denver. He's got 23 here in the first half. DeJuan Wagner wants contact as he bounced baseline. Wagner trying to get back into the play as Shammond Williams ran it down. So Orlando's got a 5-point lead, and with the basketball. As you said, it's been Tracy McGrady who has catapulted Orlando. One more time for the triple. Tracy McGrady is putting on some kind of offensive show. That's his 7th three in the first half.
And you know, another big part of his ability to get guys off their feet, and when he does get that, he's got that great pump fake that nobody has been able to solve the last few years.
A pick and fade for Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and that jumper rattled out. Cavaliers now down by 8, and they're trying to find a way to get Tracy McGrady quieted. Gave it up to Juwan Howard. Ilgauskas rejected him.
But that was a good play. Get into the lane, draw the defender, kick to an open player.
Eric Williams going to get the roll, plus one more coming on that Orlando foul. Eric Williams saw the paint open up as our Mark Shapiro took the shot. Our cameraman from Eric Williams.
Eric handling the ball in the middle of the fast break, finding no resistance, so did the right thing, take it right to the basket.
That's the lens of Mark Shapiro.
He's laughing, but he's crying on the inside.
Eric Williams did not finish off that three-point trip. And the Orlando lead is 6. McGrady from the suburbs to bury another triple. 3 points. You are watching something very, very special tonight here at Gund Arena. Tracy McGrady just boiling over. LeBron James hard to the rim. That's powerful. James using that 245-pound frame to finish, and one coming.
McGrady reaching and then not being able to bend his knees. LeBron James doing the right thing. Hey, this guy is killing us from the perimeter. We got to go with him a little bit and see if he will play any kind of defense.
A lot of conversation going on. Eric Williams, Shammond Williams, Tyronn Lue, Jeff McGinnis. There's a couple of Carolina guys there, McGinnis and Shammond Williams. I believe, yeah, they were on Carolina at the same time. McGinnis and Shammond Williams. I think they crossed over for 1 year. LeBron James connecting on that three-point trip. He's got 10. Shammond Williams got raked away by DeJuan Wagner. Ilgauskas stripped Stephen Hunter. Cavaliers a push. LeBron James in traffic, and he'll get the roll floating to the hoop.
LeBron's eyes lighting up, seeing McGrady back on defense. Not sensing that he's going to be able to challenge anything, taking it right to him.
Juwan Howard looking to measure Ilgauskas. Shammond Williams stepped on that baseline. Turnover, Orlando. And with that, we'll get a timeout. You want to see some shooting frenzy? Tracy McGrady tonight has connected on 8 threes. Orlando by 4. A lot of celebrities out here from the sports side at Cleveland tonight. CC Sabathia on the left of your screen with his wife and daughter, and on the far right of your screen, Tri pitcher David Riskey. As I showed you Mike Hargrove and Eddie Murray, and now we're going to finish off our Aflac trivia question. What former Cavalier was selected by the Orlando Magic in the '89 expansion draft but never played for the Magic? Who do you have?
Give me initials.
I'll tell you who. You know, I thought it was. It might have been Tim McCormick or Cliff Robinson, but it was neither.
No, neither.
All right, who do you have? You had to get.
I got Keith Lee.
Okay, fine, Keith Lee. Did Keith ever show up at training camp for you? Never did. No. LeBron James up in the rafters, and he brought it down hard from Jeff McGinnis. LeBron James is starting to pick his game up here in quarter number 2. Cavaliers back to within 2. McGrady with a left hand. That is his first 2-point field goal there.
Evidently, Johnny Davis, the coach of the Magic, said, Tracy, we know you're red hot from three-point land. That's great, and we need the points, but you got to do some other things. You got to go closer to the basket, see if somebody will foul you, and get the other players involved.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas is having his way off Cavalier misses as Jeff McGinnis didn't finish, but Ilgauskas on another putback. Cavaliers back within 2. High scoring, high octane tonight at the gun. Tracy McGrady draining the jumper. He has 33 first half points. McGrady with 20 here in the second quarter. This is Jeff McGinnis. DeJuan Wagner's runner. That'll rattle and go down. Well, this is just some kind of offensive show tonight both ways.
And, you know, and it's really not that it's necessarily bad defense. First of all, McGrady's doing most of his from the perimeter, and there's a hand in his face. And again, Orlando's defense is very weak on the perimeter, on the interior, and the Cavaliers doing the right thing, taking advantage of it by challenging the rim.
Shot clock at 3. Juwan Howard got held by Eric Williams as Howard tried to slide by him on his way to the hoop. LeBron James is showing no ill effects from that sprained ankle.
Excellent execution on the part of the Cavaliers coming out of that timeout. As LeBron James showing no ill effects from that ankle injury, wisely took off evidently the proper amount of time to make sure that he rehabbed. And because if you come back too soon on an ankle and then re-sprain it, well, you get problems for a long, long time.
At the Pontiac Drive-In Excitement replay, LeBron James jumping out of the gym for the Cavaliers. By the way, that Juwan Howard free throw make just ends a run of 17 consecutive Tracy McGrady Orlando points. The one thing that has been quite noticeable this year, as it'd be too numerous to name, from the likes of Rip Hamilton to Pau Gasol to Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, there have been some huge Sharif Abdur-Rahim 40-point plus scoring nights against the Cavaliers this year. You can't imagine, although again, one of the most dynamic forces in the NBA, but you can't imagine McGrady keeping this up for the full 48 minutes. This kind of shooting expertise.
No, and that's why I think, you know, in their timeouts, I think Johnny Davis is talking to him about mixing it up a little bit.
LeBron James just got whistled for his 3rd personal foul, and Paul Silas going to get Carlos Boozer back up. Coming up in the Dodge Spitzer Chrysler Jeep halftime report, you'll hear from Bob Donewald Jr. as he'll visit with Austin Carr, and we'll show you a lot of the Tracy McGrady, LeBron James, and Cavaliers and Magic exploits, and bring you the statistical story from the first half as well. LeBron James will sit down with 14 points on 6 of 12 from the floor. Carlos Boozer brings back 9 points and 8 rebounds, but maybe that most important number, 3rd personal foul. Paul Silas not wanting to risk number 4 on LeBron James. So McGrady misses one of his few attempts tonight from the free throw stripe.
Too close?
Yep. McGrady, though, with 21 second quarter points. Cavaliers can just about use it all. 3 seconds separate game and shot clock with Orlando up 5. Ilgauskas wants Boozer down baseline. Carlos will fade away. Got it. Carlos Boozer dropping that difficult jumper. He's got 11 with 1 second left. McGrady for 3. It finally didn't fall. And that will end the first half of basketball. You haven't seen it like this too often from an opponent in Gund Arena. That's a night's worth in how. 34 points for Tracy McGrady. McGrady 8 of 9. McGrady outstanding. Iverson had 39 previously at the gun. How do you get a handle on Tracy McGrady, who's hit the Cavaliers with 34 markers in the first quarter? Let's find out. Austin Carr with Bob Donowald Jr. Gentlemen.
Well, Coach, offensively, not a bad half, but can we do anything to stop McGrady?
We're going to look at a couple different things. We've got to try and keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible, get him out on the floor, keep him perimeter, but he's making those shots.
Yeah. Oh.
If that continues, don't be surprised if we send somebody at him.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
All right, Mike, back to you. Let's see if the Cavaliers can keep the ball out of McGrady's hands.
I hear you, Austin. We mentioned Latrell Sprewell holds the NBA record last year against the LA Clippers. You remember at the Garden in New York City, Latrell Sprewell hit 9 straight threes. Tracy McGrady fell 1 shy of him. Now, this is how Orlando started the game. 4 straight touches for Juwan Howard. Will roll through the paint on Zydrunas Ilgauskas and drop that jump hook. 13 for Juwan Howard.
Drew Gooden has left and will not return. Injured or strained his left hip flexor. So the Orlando Magic, a small team to begin with, did not get much from their centers, or even smaller now.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas misfired on the fadeaway jumper. The Cavaliers seeing this Orlando ball club show up. Orlando just 12 and 33, last in the Atlantic Division, only 6 and 18 on the road. And the way the Cavaliers have been playing, of course, last thing they'd want to do is not be able to get the best of this ball club. Tyronn Lue misfiring on the triple try as Carlos Boozer snaps off his 9th board of the night.
Tracy McGrady carried so much of the load. Nice look inside to Carlos Boozer, but he carried so much of the load in that second quarter that his teammates were just innocent bystanders. And now, if you start double teaming McGrady or he starts giving the ball, these guys aren't. You know, now what do I do with it? Now you want me to score? Okay.
LeBron James with Jeff McInnis in the Cavalier backcourt. Eric Williams, Carlos Boozer, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Williams did not touch anything except the floor with that jumper. Back to Orlando. Eric Williams, who last couple of games been averaging 19 points per, had 18 against Sacramento. Strong offensive game against Philly with 20 points, hit 4 threes. McGrady had to readjust. Wide open, look at it, and misfired on the jumper. Wide open was McGrady, and it wouldn't go down.
Maybe that's the secret.
Yep.
Get that hand out of his face.
The clerk trying to show up. Jeff McInnis with 6 first-half assists. McInnis turned the corner, wanted to give it up to Boozer, who had it slapped away as Carlos was rolling to the rim with McInnis.
And Cavaliers can't forget about Zydrunas Ilgauskas on the low post. Really nothing at all Andrew DeClercq can do with him, and if the Magic don't come to double team, he can do some damage in there, and if they do come, that'll get good-looking shots for his buddies.
The shot clock was at 8 when the ball went out of bounds, and now it shows 1 second. So that shot clock's got to be rerouted to 8. As Paul Silas would have not liked that had that shot clock expired as the Cavaliers inbounded the basketball. It is now correct at 8.
Cavaliers doing a good job of pushing the ball after a missed shot or a steal, obviously, but also have to push the ball and get into their set offense much quicker and get it inside the Z.
Ilgauskas will step to the rim, but had it slapped away by Andrew DeClercq. Tyronn Lue will push. McGrady to the hoop, and McGrady left it short. LeBron James on the run, gave it up to Boozer, who finishes strong with the left hand. Terrific look from LeBron James.
Eric Williams trying to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the hands by overplaying on McGrady. That time lost him on the screen.
36 for Tracy McGrady as he deposits that jumper as he starts 1 for 3 here in the third quarter. McInnis looking at Ilgauskas, who wants to take Andrew DeClercq. Jeff McInnis to triple. Got it.
McInnis not really an effective three-point shooter, but got that one in rhythm as the ball goes inside and then back to the outside.
Orlando by a deuce. Good one going on. Kind of old school, high scoring NBA action here tonight. McGrady gave it up to Juwan Howard. Will step back and launch and lace that jumper. Juwan Howard's having a solid night. He's got 15, and he really was the one who beat the Cavaliers on Christmas Day in overtime in the Magic Kingdom. And Paul Silas, a little bit of disgust in Paul Silas's voice as he called that Cavaliers timeout. See if the Cavaliers can overcome Tracy McGrady's hot shooting for Orlando. Cavalier girls with the excitement meter dialed up back inside Gund Arena. Orlando by 4. Time for our McDonald's I'm Loving It feature. Number 23 is back in the wine and gold.
And coming back with a vengeance, doing it at both ends there with the nice block shot. The lob pass. LeBron serious about reclaiming his playing time. 6 out of 12 from the field. Only 2 rebounds and 3 assists.
Cavaliers though making that assessment and getting Jeff McInnis in. From this point on, long run will be served much better with having LeBron James playing more of natural positions at the 2 and 3 for the Cavaliers. Now James off the slash with the left hand. Ilgauskas with a stick back. Boozer had the basketball in his hands and lost it.
And LeBron will still get plenty of opportunities to handle the ball at different parts of the game.
Nobody around Gordon Giracek, who is one of the top 10 3-point marksmen in the NBA, as he buried that 3. LeBron James trying to answer. That's too strong on the jumper. Again, Cavaliers find themselves down 7. And Orlando to the front court. They had it back to 2 a moment ago, but a 5-0 Orlando run. Howard with a jumper, Giracek with a triple. McGrady ducking to the paint and lost the basketball. McInnis on the push. Numbers Cavaliers. Tyronn Lue grabbing Jeff McInnis as he was on the sprint to the offensive end.
Ever since McGrady took that hard hit by Zydrunas Ilgauskas, called a flagrant foul in the first quarter, every time he is driven now, he's looking to be a passer.
Eric Williams calling for the basketball, but Tracy McGrady was fronting him. LeBron James. The clerk gave Giracek help. They rake it away from LeBron James. Turnover Cavaliers, just their 3rd tonight. McGrady for 3. The clerk was flying around the hoop. McInnis to the offensive end. Boozer looking to take Juwan Howard. Carlos will fade away. The shot the Cavaliers are looking for, but Ilgauskas kept it alive.
Last 3 or 4 trips, not the shots Paul Silas certainly like. That he likes. Get it inside of the big man, let him go to work, and then if the double team comes, then kick it out, and then you take the jump shot. But with the Cavaliers now settling for too many quick, ill-advised shots.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas right back to the line. He's already with the double-double tonight. 10 points and 11 boards. His 10th double-double of the year. Carlos Boozer with 17 double-doubles facing the Cavaliers, on the verge of his 18th tonight. Bigger fish to fry for the Cavaliers, who find themselves trailing Orlando here at 3rd quarter. Zydrunas to split the pair. 11 and 11 for Ilgauskas. Paul Silas very pleased with the Jeff McInnis acquisition. Calling it exactly what the Cavaliers have been looking for. McGrady hard to the hole. Got denied by Eric Williams, Ilgauskas, and Boozer. Jeff McInnis bouncing his way to the rim and threw it over the hole. Tyronn Lue on the sprint. Way upstairs to McGrady, who lost the basketball. LeBron James in a hurry. LeBron, a quick trigger 3.
Now this game has deteriorated after some entertaining, eye-pleasing basketball in the first half. It has gotten ugly here in the 3rd.
And Johnny Davis wanted to talk to his troops as soon as they got that rebound off of LeBron James' miss. He quickly called a timeout. Orlando by 6 when we get back. Well, Tracy McGrady absolutely put on just the most impressive show in the first half with his 8 threes. leaving, as you saw, with a looked to be a twisted ankle. This is Christmas Day when he hit the Cavaliers for 41 in the Orlando win.
Well, he did it in a variety of ways on Christmas, and today, primarily in that first half and in the second quarter, just firing away from beyond the arc, and made his first 8 before he finally missed one with the shot clock winding down to end the half, and now he's going to the locker room. Evidently some kind of a foot problem.
Johnny Davis already lost Drew Gooden to the quad sprain in the first half. Gooden only played 5 minutes, will not return. We'll keep you abreast of the Tracy McGrady status. So now will it be a lot of this man, Juwan Howard, 10-year vet. Howard trying to spin on Carlos Boozer and sticks that short jumper. 8-point Orlando lead. Howard's got 17.
He is working over Carlos Boozer. Really not Carlos not doing enough to try to keep the ball out of the hands of Howard. Got to get around in front of him. Just don't make that pass easy to him where he can go to work.
Eric Williams. Shot clock at 5. Williams spins to the hole. Didn't finish it. Orlando can go up double digits on this trip. This is Tyronn Lue and the Orlando Magic have a 10-point lead, their biggest of the night.
You know, Michael, this is where the Cavaliers miss Tony Battie, who can play 2 positions for you, backup center or backup big forward, and a very good defensive player, individually and team, who could go in there and at least slow down Juwan Howard.
Illegal defensive 3-second violation. Now this is where it looks as if Tracy McGrady came down funny on that ankle, maybe got rolled a little bit.
Yeah, he was limping going back. It was interesting the other day. People were asking McGrady why he's not shooting the ball as well this year as he did last year, percentage-wise, and he immediately blamed summer basketball for the USA, saying he's playing too much ball, playing too long. As much as he wants to play for the Olympic team, he's not sure it's the best thing.
Jeff McGinnis and Carlos Boozer to sit down. Sagana Diop now, and that's probably to play Juwan Howard on the defensive end. Kevin Ollie return. Cavaliers got to find a spark here. They're down 10. LeBron James with the left hand using the glass. Ilgauskas found him.
And the Cavaliers could use Eric Williams, although you would say, why use Eric Williams? He's a guy that got killed by Tracy McGrady, but Eric Williams is a versatile defender. He could guard Juwan Howard.
Gordon Giricek baseline hard. LeBron James stepping in a passing lane. So again, no Tracy McGrady, but since he's left, the Cavaliers have given up the 2 hoops to Juwan Howard and Tyronn Lue. And since McGrady left, albeit just a moment ago, Orlando has added to their lead. Shammond Williams will measure the triple and bury it as the shot clock's going off. Matty, I tell you what, if this ball club is going to keep shooting near 60%,
well, then you're going to then you lose. I mean,
you're going to be trouble.
They are shooting the ball very well from the perimeter, and that was just good ball movement. Defense couldn't catch up with it. You can't necessarily blame it all on the Cavaliers' defense. You'd like to see it a little bit better, but you got to credit the Magic for just shooting lights out, and generally that does not. You know, with jump shots especially, that's plotted on a graph. It's going to go up and down.
That Shammond Williams jumper was said he had a foot on the line, so just a 2-point field goal make. LeBron James wanted to find Ilgauskas and threw it away. I'll tell you another thing I'm noticing too, Matty. I don't know if it's a lack of Cavalier movement away from the ball, but Orlando seems to be up and into the Cavaliers and challenging everything and playing better defense.
Yeah, a little bit more. And obviously they're not known for their defense. Dead last in points allowed, next to last in field goal percentage against. A couple of indicators there just how bad they are defensively. But if you move the ball, move your body, and be crisp, and you'll get all kinds of good shots. Out of control, LeBron James.
An offensive foul on LeBron James. He got hit with a charge. It's his 4th. And DeJuan Wagner struck the 3 off it, too.
I don't think he saw Tyronn Lue. So low to the ground.
Rick Brown, who has been starting for the Cavaliers. With LeBron James back, you wondered about how Paul Silas was going to allocate his backcourt minutes. Shammond Williams misfiring with the left hand. Cavaliers got to find something. DeJuan Wagner got shut off by Tyronn Lue. Wagner in trouble. What a force it up at the hole.
And now Cavaliers trying to do it individually. Each guy that gets the ball saying, I'm going to be the guy that gets this going here. And you know, sometimes that works. Most of the time it's not. You got to do it together as a team.
Isolation, Juwan Howard. And he traveled looking to make a move on Sagana Diop. Kedrick Brown is going to return for the Cavaliers to replace LeBron James. Again, Kedrick has been starting. LeBron will sit down with his 16 points tonight and 4 personal fouls. So Kedrick Brown averaging 6 points and 3 rebounds and shooting 37% from three-point land. Cavaliers have liked the looks of Kedrick Brown since the trade.
And why not? He's shown a lot of good defense as well as shooting the ball much better than they expected.
Ron Lou turned the corner. Shot wouldn't go down after Zydrunas Ilgauskas had it stolen. Kevin Ollie trying to push it. Well, the Cavaliers have just come to a standstill offensively and trail it by 10. 3 turnovers last 4 Cavalier possessions. Sagana Diop went baseline to Ollie, and Kevin Ollie is going to get to the free throw line.
Sagana Diop has done a lot of good things in his limited amount of playing time, both ends of the floor. He's looked very sure of himself on handling the ball, making passes. Although on that particular play on a double team, it should be Diop that cuts to the rim and Ollie be on the outside.
Let's take a look at the Alltel text message question tonight. And this is from Robin and Lyndhurst. Do you think the Cavaliers will make any more trades before the trade deadline? Robin, I don't think there'll be any more major deals made. So there had been so much conversation about the possibility of a Zydrunas Ilgauskas move, Maddie, and I don't think Z is going anywhere this year.
I agree with you. Of course, there's always going to be rumors, especially during this period before the trade deadline. And a lot of teams would love to have Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Of course, it would always depend on how much they want to give up. But I don't think the Cavaliers are all that hot to try to move Z. They know what he can do for this franchise.
Kevin Ollie split the pair of free throws. See if the Cavaliers could kick up some energy on the defensive end. It has not been a good third quarter for the Wine and Gold. Shammond Williams, that's pretty with the left hand, and the Orlando lead is 11. And this is buying Johnny Davis time without Tracy McGrady, who limped off the floor 3 minutes ago, and Orlando has added to their lead.
And that's surprising because with the exception of Juwan Howard, all these other Magic players, while they've been playing on the floor with McGrady, didn't get a chance to play all that much at the offensive end. He was taking most of or all of the shots.
Shot clock at 2. DeJuan Wagner in traffic. Sagana Diop with a stick back. Didn't go down, and it will stay with the Cavaliers. As Rod Strickland's going to return for Orlando. Yeah, we were saying Orlando's added to their lead. They've outscored the Cavaliers 8-3 since McGrady left.
Also number 27,
Zaza Pachulia to check back in for the Orlando Magic. The night when LeBron James returns, it's looking like the Cavaliers are going to have to play some kind of strong fourth quarter if they want to come out of here with a W tonight, down double digits. This is Kedrick Brown. Brown will slash baseline and fade away and fill it up.
Tough shot by Kedrick Brown there. He caught the ball, held it. That's always going to slow down the offense. And then decided to try to make the one-on-one move. Shot clock was at 7, so he had to get busy there, but got to keep the ball moving.
Juwan Howard to raise up. Time it curled out on Howard. Kevin Ollie's in a hurry. Give it up to Boozer. Heading to the hoop. As Carlos was trying to take off, Shammond Williams put the hit on him. Boozer to the stripe to shoot it twice.
If you get some stops, maybe a couple in a row, you get these fast break chances. Smart foul there by Shammond Williams.
Carlos Boozer. Again, if you missed it, the Eastern Conference Player of the Week for his stellar work from last week. And Cavaliers winning 2 of 3 times without LeBron James. Boozer is 1 rebound away from his 5th consecutive double-double. Boozer now with 15 points to go along with the 9 boards. Cavaliers back to within 7. 70 seconds left in the third quarter. Paul Silas up and pouring his ball club to get a stop. This is Juwan Howard. Put it on the deck. Sagana Diop rejected Howard. Wagner on the bounce up. Wani will pull it back out.
Well, Howard did the right thing there, stepping out, facing up on Jop, and Jop just met the challenge. Terrific minutes by Sagana Jop so far.
Shot clock now at 5. Wagner off the bounce. DeJuan Wagner's floater crawled across the rim. Rod Strickland will push. Shammond Williams, rainbow 3. Jop kept Howard off the glass. Boozer pulled off his 10th board. Give him 5 straight double-doubles. Cavaliers could just about use it all, Matty, here. 2 seconds separate game and shot clock.
Well, spread it out for DeJuan Wagner.
Shot clock at 3. Wagner's got to hurry. Boozer from deep. And he's going to get to the free throw line as Juwan Howard fouled him as the shot clock was expiring.
What a break for the Cavaliers here. And with Juwan Howard, well, he's not the oldest now with Rod Strickland there, but it's certainly a player with all kinds of experience has to know, and he does, that is a horrible foul.
Carlos Boozer trying to go to 9 for 9 from the free throw stripe tonight. And of course, as I say that, the first one goes awry. Boozer, though, even with that miss, has hit 47 of his last 54 free throw attempts.
Yeah, the great thing, Carlos never looks ruffled. Yeah, he just plays each play as it comes, doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. A true professional.
Cavaliers had a foul to give, and Kevin Ollie took that. Rod Strickland. And that, the first in the last 2 minutes, 3/10 of a second left. So this is the Trent Tucker rule. So
it's got to be a tip.
Yeah, depicted after Trent Tucker
can't catch and shoot.
Caught and threw in about a 38-foot shot with 1/10 of a second left. Couldn't have counted because of the rule we just talked about. Cavaliers only 14 points in the third quarter. They only went 4 of 19 from the floor. However, find themselves down just 6 fourth quarter next. Well, what does fourth quarter have in store for the Cavaliers? Tracy McGrady left injured, but he had 34 first half points, putting on quite a show. Paul Silas and the Cavaliers looking to whatever it takes. Body English their way back in this one.
You look like you on the dance floor there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, that's quite a compliment. Glad to have you part of it on Fox Sports Net. Your home for Cavaliers basketball all year long. Michael Regai, Matt Gukas, look at it by number. This crowd trying to get into it a little bit now. As we start quarter number 4, Tracy McGrady still has not returned. DeJuan Wagner's floater came up short. Sagana Jop on the offensive glass. It was Kevin Ollie, DeJuan Wagner, Kedrick Brown, Carlos Boozer, and Sagana Jop. Wagner, deep triple. Bang! Wani's starting to feel it from out in the suburbs. DeJuan Wagner now has connected on 6 of his last 9 3-point bombs in the last 3 games.
And showing some fire out there, too. A lot of emotion.
Giracek came up short. Boozer to scrape off his 11th board of the night.
You know, and if the players don't show some emotion out there, the fans aren't going to get involved. You got to look like you care. You got to look like you're happy to be here.
8-0 Cavalier run. We're down 11, now down just 3. Wagner off the Jop pick. Shot clock at 4. Sagana Jop found Boozer with a left hand. Couldn't touch it up. Juwan Howard last touch. Fresh 24 for the Cavaliers. DeJuan Wagner's triples, Matty, helping to space the Cavalier offense.
Well, the double team on Carlos Boozer spreading that floor out for DeJuan Wagner. Sagana Jop continues to just make terrific passes under duress. Nothing is going up on the scoreboard, however, but still he continues to make the right play.
Ollie against Strickland, the 2 veterans out top. Jop wants it against Pachulia. Fade away jumper. Ollie with an offensive board. Great anticipation, Kevin Ollie. Another new 24.
I spoke too soon there. That's not Sagana's play there, catching too far away from the basket.
Sagana Jop going to slash through the paint. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Zaza Pachulia. Andrew DeClerc ready to check back in. We take a look at our numbers through 3 quarters, brought to you by our friends at Continental Airlines. Orlando's shooting it well, over 50%, and still shooting it pretty well after Tracy McGrady left mid-third quarter.
Yeah, Teron Lue, Shammond Williams playing with a lot of confidence. Juwan Howard continues to be a thorn in the side. And that Rod Strickland tossing Carlos Boozer around like a rag doll. What's
good description?
Is Carlos acting a little bit? No way.
6'9", 260-pound rock Carlos Boozer.
Although
pretty good takedown try.
Strickland had some leverage there, but no way could he throw Carlos Boozer that far.
It would behoove the Cavaliers to continue to attack the hoop, maybe get Orlando in foul trouble. Sagana Jot left the jumper short.
Go back to trying to make those little passes.
Carlos Boozer is going to get whistled for his 3rd personal foul around the mid-court line, as he and Andrew DeClerc just kind of stopped and came together.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but I have no idea what Carlos was thinking there.
All right, Orlando by 3. Shammond Williams the triple. Got it. Shammond Williams. Well, the Cavaliers had it down to 3 and had a couple of opportunities, but Williams was standing all by himself and drained to 3.
Kevin Ollie just went away from a dangerous outside shooter. You got to stay at home with Shammond Williams on the perimeter.
Boozer will head to the rack. Got his own, and he'll get to the free throw line. Juwan Howard, Shammond Williams, Carlos Boozer. Pretty hard foul, I think Boozer thought, from Juwan Howard.
Sure was, yeah. And Juwan Howard is known for that. If you remember, yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call.
2 shots in the ball for the Cavaliers. Watch Howard. Oh, yeah.
Yep. And Howard is known for that. You remember back when he was a member of the Dallas Mavericks, and he pretty much ended the San Antonio Spurs of hopes of going far into the playoffs that year when he took out Derek Anderson on a very, very bad play as Anderson was up in the air. And it's one of the reasons why the Magic picked up Howard, though. They were looking for somebody to bring a little toughness. They certainly don't want flagrant fouls or dirty plays, but they want somebody to hit someone inside. And Howard will do it.
He laid the wood on Carlos Boozer there, who split the pair of free throws, and the flagrant foul, nobody's standing on those free throw lanes.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Carlos went back at him. He knew that was an unnecessary hit there, and he was going to let Juwan Howard know about it. But where you really got to know about him is when you're playing the game.
Juwan Wagner crossed over on Shammond Williams, got it up in the rack, and got the roll. Is he strong in his upper body?
Well, again, had to be that time. In amongst the tall timber inside, had to use the strength.
And now we have got a holding foul on Rod Strickland after he misfired on that short jumper in traffic. And we've just been told Tracy McGrady will not return with a sprained left big toe. Let's watch Juwan Wagner, Matty. He bounced his way through the paint with contact.
And again, I thought Andrew DeClerc was more involved in that play there. He just kind of backed off. Magic for the first time going to their zone defense, which is something they were playing quite a bit of while they were in that losing streak, and it really made them very passive, but they get away with one there.
Kevin Ollie had a good look at that short jumper that didn't go down for him. Shammond Williams starting to feel it now, and he's going to rack up the foul on Juwan Wagner. And with that, we're going to get a timeout inside the 9-minute mark. Cavaliers will not have to look at Tracy McGrady for the final 8:50. Question is, can they get over the hump and beat the Magic? Orlando's lead is 3 inside Gund Arena. The excitement starting to build. The return of Juwan Wagner 10 games ago has brought the Cavaliers another offensive threat, Matty. Somebody could break down a defense.
And Juwan Wagner showing how coachable he is. Paul Silas felt that Juwan was trying to do too much shooting from the perimeter, in particular three-point shots, in his effort to get back into the swing of things. And Paul, being the wise old pro that he is, said, no, son, that's not how you get back. You get back by taking the ball to the basket, get some layups, get some of your short shots, get to the free throw line. And Juwan Wagner heeding the advice of his coach and looks a lot better doing it. He does have 1 3, however, tonight.
He's been hot from beyond the arc, hitting 6 of his last 10. Lexus Gabe summary. Tracy McGrady tied that NBA record with 8 3-point field goals first half. Tim Thomas, Michael Redd, among others. Ray Allen, Rod James back, who was 16 tonight, is back on the floor right now, along with Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Tyronn Lue to force the 3. Boozer to go up and snatch his 13th board here of the night.
Cavaliers need good contained defense on the 3 perimeter players for Orlando right now. Take away penetration and be close enough to challenge their jump shots, and should be thinking about taking the ball to the basket here, unless you're open for a 3.
It's all even at 82 with a 3-point knockdown from DeJuan Wagner.
Don't forget, we have a ton of time to go here in the 4th quarter, and 14 fouls on Orlando, meaning next one will mean free throws. And now Z takes a knee to knee and bruise a sore left knee on this one.
8 of his 16 here in the 4th quarter for DeJuan Wagner, and his 2nd triple hit.
Also Tyronn Lue in some discomfort here as his right knee hit the left knee of Zydrunas Ilgauskas, as they are dropping like flies for Orlando.
And Orlando has lost their best player.
All their good players.
Tracy McGrady. Their top force off the bench, Drew Gooden. And now Tyronn. And this is what cost the Cavaliers the services of Tony Battie when he banged his knee the other evening.
Oh, actually, Z got his knee hit, but I think Tyronn Lue got hurt when he hit the floor. Z's not feeling so hot himself.
Zydrunas on his feet. Max Benton, the fine Cavaliers trainer, trying to come to the aid of Tyronn Lue.
And also, I haven't mentioned Keith Bogan's names, who's been playing very well for Orlando for the last month. And I noticed in the box score last night, he didn't play very minutes, only had 3 points, and he's got a bad contusion of the quad.
3 key members of the Orlando Magic, Tracy McGrady being the largest loss, injured tonight. Now, originally, Johnny Davis had asked for a 22nd timeout, and now with Lue, I see Tyronn debating it with Johnny Davis, who's saying, "No, I want you to come over here." Tonight, the Cavaliers, as we have been talking about this evening, we look at our Citas points of the paint presented by Citas, the uniform people. Look at the opportunities in the painted area around the hoop for the wine and gold.
Yeah, but Michael, it should be 60-14 with all the opportunities that the Cavaliers have had, and then probably throw in another 20 with times they didn't even go inside.
LeBron James returning for the Cavaliers. We just saw Max Benton, the Cavalier trainer. Max, always quick with a quip, told me that you wouldn't believe the amount of stories and phone calls he got as far as remedies to help LeBron James come back from a sprained ankle. He said the best one was that a fan got a hold of him and said, "You got to put pineapples, fresh pineapples, on the sprained ankle of LeBron James."
I've never heard that remedy before.
Max said the caller was telling him it'll get him back right away if you just use the pineapples. Max Benton telling us that he wished he had a nickel for every suggestion that he got about how to get LeBron James returned to the lineup from the sprained ankle.
Tyronn Lue looked over the bench saying he pointed. I don't know if that meant I can't go or I'm okay. I guess he's okay.
With 3 on the shot clock, Shammond Williams making that blind dish touched by the Cavaliers. So 3 on the Orlando shot clock. As referees Ronnie Garrison, Derek Richardson, Teddy Bernhardt concur. Got to trigger quickly. Tyronn Lue to raise up. It's way too strong. Cavaliers could take the lead. They have come from 11 down to tie it up here early 4th quarter. Kevin Ollie with LeBron James, DeJuan Wagner, Carlos Boozer, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. LeBron James really at the 3, the small forward spot.
Being guarded by the much shorter Shammond Williams. So Kevin Ollie wisely going to LeBron, but too far out on the floor.
Fadeaway jumper rattled on LeBron James. Didn't have much problem elevating over the top of Shammond Williams. Gordon Giricek operating baseline. Williams the triple. And got it.
Boy, how many times has this happened since McGrady went out? Just little dribble penetration, a couple of dribbles, kick out to an open shooter. You got to contain the dribbler first.
Back to a 3-point Orlando lead, and the Magic are zoning up here. DeJuan Wagner to raise up. Got another triple. DeJuan Wagner scorching in the fourth quarter. He's tripled 3 times in the fourth. He's got 11, all even at 85. That deep jumper from Giricek was challenged, and LeBron James trying to bounce his way to the offensive end. Wagner hard to the hole. Boozer on the putback that goes.
Penetration by DeJuan Wagner, getting the defense concentrating on him. And you get plenty of second shot opportunities when you do that.
Cavaliers by a deuce, got the lead, and Johnny Davis wants an Orlando timeout. DeJuan Wagner absolutely electrifying tonight here in the fourth quarter with 19. Another night at the office, Carlos Boozer, 19 points, 14 rebound, double-double for Booz. Cavaliers by a couple here in quarter number 4. DeJuan Wagner electrifying this gun to read a crowd with his offensive exploits.
Well, for the most part of this game, he has been taking the ball to the basket, but coming into this game, he had hit 5 out of his last 8 3-pointers and has made all 3 that he has taken here tonight, and he is hitting them at just the right time.
And also with some power drives to the rack as well. Juwan Howard has returned. Look at it, take Ilgauskas. Cavaliers got help that allows Strickland to head to the hole just as the shot clock expired, and he'll get to the free throw line on the Zydrunas Ilgauskas Cavalier foul.
Well, Rod Strickland has been penetrating lanes of NBA arenas for a lot of different years. Nobody's seeing or feeling any kind of contact here.
Did Ilgauskas at all slip Rod Strickland?
Well, Strickland, went through and on the follow through and fell to the floor, which of course always makes it look like something happened. Hard to tell from that angle whether Z hit him or not.
Well, DeJuan Wagner has 11 of the Cavaliers' 14 fourth quarter points, all even at 87 again. And the Cavaliers really need to take advantage. This win there for the taking without Tracy McGrady in the lineup after McGrady had 34 first half points and leaves and finishes with a sprained toe with 36.
So both teams poised to go into the penalty situation right now. So it could be a foul shooting contest as we go down. That's not a walk. The ball was deflected. Ball was deflected.
You were right, partner, as Ronnie Garrison quickly changed.
And he just said, my bad. You are correct. It was your bad.
Shouldn't be a jump, though. It should have awarded to the Cavaliers.
And it will be.
The call was erroneous.
And it will be.
Now, though, the shot clock, though, does stay at 5. And you see the Cavaliers with just that much time to get something started offensively. Ilgauskas from deep, not going to happen. Shot clock was at 2. Zydrunas fired up the deep jumper. Orlando can regain the lead on this trip to the offensive end. Cavaliers were down 11. Orlando with a 14-3 run, tied up, and then ultimately take the lead. Howard thinking about it. Ilgauskas denied it into the hands of Carlos Boozer. DeJuan Howard unhappy. Stephen Hunter just ran up the back of Kevin Ollie. Crowd doesn't like it. LeBron James. Baseline force. Ilgauskas kept it alive. It's going to be going over the top. Zydrunas Ilgauskas. And that's going to get Orlando to the free throw line. They will now be in the bonus.
Partner, you described it accurately. A force there, and that bad shot by LeBron James, the quick shot by Zydrunas Ilgauskas on the out-of-bounds play. 5 seconds, an eternity, in these situations. Plenty of time to run a play rather than just launch a quick jump shot. And this is when you really have to be on your P's and Q's and be smart coming down at crunch time. Every possession is important. Make sure you get a good shot, have good floor balance.
It'll be Stephen Hunter. Hunter, the 7-foot center, third-year man out of DePaul. Johnny Davis, injured ball club, having to go with Stephen Hunter down the stretch.
Yeah, he's not happy at the free throw line. He's not comfortable there at all. 10 for 26 now on the season, and you had a block out here. This could come off hot. Johnny Davis doesn't feel too good about Hunter on the line either.
Anaya Sagana-Diop with the veteran Juwan Howard.
Touch it up, Hunter.
Yeah, he did. He got the roll. Split the pair. Orlando by 1. We come inside the 5-minute mark on this trip. With the Cavalier offensive end, Paul Silas going with Kevin Ollie, DeJuan Wagner, LeBron James, Carlos Boozer, and Sagana-Diop. Now James trying to take Gierachek, put it up too strong. Carlos Boozer got whistled for going over the back. That'll send Orlando right back to the free throw line, and that's 4 on Boozer.
Another off-balance shot here by LeBron James. Not really under control, not squared up, just squeezing it out there. They had 2 bad LeBron shots, James shots, a bad Zydrunas Ilgauskas jumper. And you know, Paul Silas is probably wrestling a little bit right now. He's comfortable with Kevin Ollie as his 4th quarter lead guard out there. He's done a reasonably good job of that all season long, and you also got Jeff McGinnis over there, but Jeff has only his 2nd game, and you know, not familiar with timing and everything else that the Cavaliers do at the end of the game, because the end of the game changes.
Eric Williams to return, replacing LeBron James. Jeff McGinnis to shed the warm-ups. So he's going to check back in as well. Juwan Howard a chance to put Orlando up 3. Howard will do that. He's having a fine night. 19 points, 10 rebounds. Another double-double for Juwan Howard, his 10th double-double of the year. Man can play the game. The 10-year pro out of Michigan. Who the Cavaliers get? Eric Williams, been seated for a while. Williams in a back down. Sagana-Diop. Williams short jumper. It will drop for Eric Williams, who's got a
Sagana back on his good decision mode. Passing up a 4th shot there, making the extra pass to Eric Williams.
Strickland will try to turn the corner. In a crowd, and he's going to get the roll. The veteran Rod Strickland as he bumped off DeJuan Wagner to finish.
It looked like there might have been a couple of fouls on that play. Strickland, of course, was initiating the contact, which he does so well, but didn't get the call that time.
Orlando by 3 again. Cavaliers have taken a 2-point lead. Look out. And Strickland went for the steal. Kevin Ollie gave it up. Shot clock at 7. DeJuan Wagner heading to the rack. Wagner's runner is perfect. DeJuan Wagner, 13-point 4th quarter. He's got 21. Cavaliers looking for a stop. Strickland again tried to turn the corner. Wagner stole it away. Ollie on the race to the rim. Give it up to Boozer, who rocks the rack. Kevin Ollie, great decision. Carlos Boozer on the flush. This crowd up at the gun, and so is Paul Silas. Cavaliers by 1. Howard isolated. Shot clock at 4.
Got to go help him now.
Howard to the hoop. Reverse didn't go down. Cavalier basketball.
2 huge defensive plays by the Cavaliers. DeJuan Wagner knocking the ball loose from Rod Strickland. Turned into that fast break dunk for Carlos Boozer. And then Sagana-Diop, one-on-one defense against Juwan Howard. On this break, Boozer talking all the way, letting Ollie know.
Cavaliers basketball on Fox Sports Net being brought to you by, excuse me, your local Ford store. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. Also by Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey. Nobody makes whiskey like Jack Daniels. By Hyundai, when your car comes, America's best warranty, you win. Cavaliers by 1 and with it.
Hanging in there, partner?
Yeah, hope so. McGinnis for 3. Stephen Hunter, take it off. Juwan Howard is going to get to the line.
The Orlando Magic continue to take the ball off the dribble, penetrate, and creating all kinds of problems for the defense of the Cavaliers as when they look to help, they're either getting kickouts for jump shots, and now Juwan Howard going to step to the free throw line. Howard with 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists so far in this one. Tracy McGrady injured early in the third quarter and has not returned after having a brilliant first half. But Howard, Shammond Williams carrying much of the offensive load, and Rod Strickland doing a good job of directing traffic for the Magic.
Johnny Davis ball club played pretty well without McGrady.
This is the best defense I've seen the Magic play maybe all season. They had some problems in the first half, but have really dug down deep and to make things difficult for the Cavaliers. Set another offensive rebound for Carlos Boozer. Under 2 minutes now.
Boozer with a left hand and one. Another nice decision, Jeff McInnes.
Here's a drive by McInnes, getting some fourth quarter action in just his second game for the Cavaliers. Nice drop off, and Carlos Boozer uses that left hand so well, and will now try to give the Cavaliers a 2-point lead.
Boozer not able to do that. Cavaliers lead 1. Big block job.
Saganajab making a very valuable contribution tonight at both ends of the floor. Not necessarily scoring at the offensive end, but keeping the ball moving, making good passes, and has been exceptional at the defensive end.
Eric Williams got it. Big hoop.
And the Cavaliers spreading the wealth. The 5 on the floor right now. Everybody chipping in, making a contribution. Cavaliers by 3. 1:13 to go in the fourth quarter.
Strickland. Hunter on the glass.
Oh no, got to foul Hunter in there. Just a 40% free throw shooter. Extra effort by Stephen Hunter to pull the Orlando Magic within 1. We are under a minute.
Should be on Giricek.
And Eric Williams going to get to the free throw line. Battling for low post position with Gordon Giricek. Now Paul Silas so far in the halfway through this season and a little bit more has had a lot of different fourth quarter lineups. Of course, DeJuan Wagner hasn't played very much, and Jeff McInnes is new, so obviously this is brand new, and I think Paul Silas, as much as he wants his win, also a little curious to see how this group is going to finish. 2 huge free throws by Eric Williams to give the Cavaliers the 3-point lead. Saganajab brought in by Paul Silas midway through this fourth quarter, mainly to stop Juwan Howard, that time coming off his man, making himself a presence in the lane, and then Eric Williams working inside against Giricek, a very soft defensive player, and Eric Williams, a very underrated low post player. Coming up on the post game, Cavaliers in the post presented by Pontiac. Don't forget, stay along with Andy Baskin and Austin Carr. We'll have it all for you, the highlights, the stats. And I don't know who they're going to interview if the Cavaliers win this game. So many different players making a contribution. Of course, Carlos Boozer once again, 23 points, 16 rebounds. And DeJuan Wagner, exceptional game, his 4th in a row, coming off the bench, 8 for 16 from the field with 21 points. The job at hand right here now with a little over 48 seconds to go is at the defensive end, and a lot of players have gone down for Orlando. No Tracy McGrady. Tyronn Lue is injured. No Drew Gooden. Juwan Howard has been the go-to guy. They try to get the ball to him in the low post or stepping outside against Saganajab, but you got to worry about Giricek on the perimeter. You got to also worry about Shammond Williams as an outside shooter and penetrator. And of course, Rod Strickland, an outstanding penetrator who can break the defense down and create. And that should be the mindset of the Cavaliers. Contain the dribbler and then make a shot come from the outside, off the dribble, and under pressure.
Rod Strickland inbound. Partner, appreciate you picking me up. I don't know.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Can't go on the injured list yet. Got to wait a little bit.
Shammond Williams right to the hoop.
Yeah, well, try to take away his right hand, but he has shown tonight on a number of occasions that he can go left and get into the lane. And Kevin Ollie giving up too much ground there, opening up that driving lane to the left, and Shammond Williams taking advantage of it. And nothing Sagana could do on that particular play. Got there, but got there way too late.
Juan Wagner back in.
Shammond Williams, a good free throw shooter at 87%. Very good shooter, free throw shooter. And he pulls the Orlando Magic to within one. 43 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. And it looks like Cavaliers once again going to look inside to Eric Williams going against Gordon Gierczek. Stephen Hunter coming over to kind of pre-double team, gets the ball, keeps the ball from going into Williams, and DeJuan Wagner with the floater, no good. And the shot clock is off. 18 seconds to go, no timeout by Johnny Davis, and now decides to take the 22nd timeout. And Orlando Magic is done. 15 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Cavaliers clinging to the 1-point lead. And take a look at our player of the game so far for the Orlando Magic. DeJuan Wagner popping off the bench, coming through with his fourth consecutive big-time contribution, coming back from that knee surgery and really finding his game after really struggling for the first 7 games. Not only now does he have that little in-between game going off the penetration, 21 points, 8 for 17 from the field, and also popping in 3 three-pointers tonight, just when the Cavaliers needed them to get back into this game and help take the lead. But the job now at hand for the Cavaliers is defense, and cannot stand any penetration. Got to square up Shammond Williams, can't give him a driving lane to the basket, and then it's got to be 5 men to the board and cover up if you get the defensive board. There's Shammond Williams at the top of the key, getting the high pick from Howard. Shot challenged by Saganajop, and Eric Williams with the big rebound and got popped in the face. Once again, Saganajop stepping out big time, the big fella getting out there, really showing terrific mobility and making sure he doesn't commit the foul, getting up and challenging that shot and forcing the air ball from Shammond Williams, falling back, and Eric Williams getting the rebound. And now Eric Williams will try to give the Cavaliers the 3-point lead. So far, 4 out of 5 from the line for Eric Williams. Ooh. Looked like he short-armed the first one. Now no timeouts for the Magic, so the Cavaliers have to be alert here. The most they can have now will be a 2-point lead. Now you got to contain. And Strickland puts it up, but too late. Put it up. I don't know if it was a shot or a lob, but it's not going to count. As Rod Strickland got the ball at the top of the key, plenty of time to put up a shot, as Eric Williams misses both free throws with 7 seconds to go. And watch the clock here as Rod Strickland puts it up, and you see it's all zeros, triple zeros, red light on. Too late for Stephen Hunter to put in that follow-up, which would have given the Orlando Magic the improbable win after losing their best player, Tracy McGrady, who was having just a majestic night, scoring 36 points. Unbelievable from beyond the arc in the first half, but his teammates held up well once he went out. And once the referees look at that replay, clearly could see, as we saw way ahead, that 000 showing up before Stephen Hunter got his hands on the ball, and the Cavaliers hang on for a very important win. And I say important because Orlando Magic, coming in with the worst record in the league, would have been just a terrible thing to come away and knock out the Cavaliers. But 99-98, Cavaliers take it from the Orlando Magic, and we'll be back.